Welcome to the Crowned Medium, where Her Highness Lorenda Carr delivers intuitive clarity, messages from spirit, and tools to elevate your spiritual journey.
Hello, my friend. We are live. Oh, we got to turn down our volumes. Or I'll have to turn down my volume.
I like it. I'm going to request, right? I'm requesting to be in your live.
Yes. We are. We're doing all the things like we always do. I found you.
Oh, there you go. Okay, and I found you, and you found me. Woo! Are people ready? I mean, are actually people ready?
I don't know. I don't think they're even ready for our energy. I don't think they're even ready.
I don't think it could be dangerous.
It could be.
Dangerous. Thank you so much for having me on here today.
Oh my! What happened to this filter? Look at this filter that just popped onto my face on TikTok.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Wow.
What the heck? I'm trying to like turn off my filters. Oh my gosh. Now I can't get it to turn off. This is nuts. Make it stop. Oh my goodness. What is happening right now? Effects. I don't want any effects. This is crazy. None. Okay, that's better. Hello. All right. Now we're ready. So
yes.
How are we doing? How are you, Elias?
I'm doing really good. I'm leaving for Greece in a week. Super excited about that.
I'm excited for you.
So I've got that going on. I've got book number 2 coming up in the fall. I'm so excited. And I wanted to ask you officially if you wanted to be in book number 3.
Yes, I can do that. I literally had no bandwidth in the last book.
I know you did it.
You did ask me, and I've totally dropped the ball on that, and I'm so sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all
you know what's funny is this weekend I was my friend was in town doing she's training for her associate ministers, and so she had to go to 2 different spiritualist churches that I didn't know existed right here in Indianapolis. So she flew in from Denver to be a guest. So I went to both of the services. Well, with a spiritualist service, they do an all message situation where the mediums deliver messages.
Yeah.
Yesterday, what do you think that medium was like, who'd never met me? I'd never been to that place. She's like, you have a new guide coming in that wants you to write a book, and they're going to help you channel the book.
I like it. That's very cool. That's very cool.
It might be, Paula, if you're getting a lot of feedback. So Elias and I will turn our volume all the way down, but I think it's just weird. The whole thing's just weird. It's not user-friendly with the tiki-talkies.
TikTok, my volume on my phone for TikTok is all the way down.
Yep, so is mine.
So I'm going to turn this one down just a little bit. Okay, Paula, is that better?
Hello, Amy. Hello, friends. Come on in. Hello, Ellen Jane. Good to see you all. Thanks for coming in and doing the thing and being part of all this. So excited to have you.
Thank you.
So Elias, I was on your show not too long ago, and your podcast and your live.
Yes.
And that was fun. We were up to shenanigans, which we tend to do. And here we are on a Monday Night Mania with the Crowned Medium. Doing all the things again. But yeah, so I wanted to like reciprocate the energy a bit since you had me on, but also I felt like there was so much more for us to talk about, because you and I are very much in alignment when it comes to first of all, no BS. That's a big thing. I love your vibe these days with the no BS, but also just ethics in between mediumship and coaching and mentoring, doing all the things. Just you and I are both very ethical. And so we thought we would continue that conversation about ethics and just in shooting it straight, just being straight with people and telling them how it is, but still being good people.
It's so true. You know, I'm working on, like, when I go on podcasts or when I go, I was on WFLA TV about 3 weeks ago.
So cool.
And they cut the segment from 8 minutes down to 3 minutes. So I had to come up with stuff fast.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I'm an intuitive coach, also psychic medium, a best international best-selling author. And I came up with, I work with people to break old patterns and rebuild trust in themselves so their inner voice gets louder than their fear. I thought that was really good. I have it written down.
Amazing.
I was like, I have to, that I think tells it in a nutshell, because I think, like you and I teach, but I feel that so many people want intuitive information or learn intuition. They're not willing to do the personal development to get to where they need to be, to hear what they can hear. If you're talking smack about yourself, if you're looking in the mirror and going, bah, if you are listening to the other crap that people are telling you, well, there goes your clairaudience, there goes your clairsentience, there goes your clairvoyance and claircognizance. All your clairs out the window. You've lowered your vibration, and now what happens?
Right.
Now you're like getting this part of your psychic development when, you know, God, universe, spirit, I like to say GUS, Gus down here to get all the goodness. Listen, guys, I'm Greek, so I cook. If you are making some really good pasta, or if I'm making pastizo, which is Greek lasagna, if I'm making that stuff, it's better the next day because
it marinates.
Right. And that's what happens. Paula, prayers to you. I just heard her sisters died 2 months ago. I'm so sorry to hear that. Thank you for all the likes, everybody. Tappa, 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 tappa.
All
so we
the
get
things.
here. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes. Hi, Jen.
But I think that's really important. I think it's important for people to know. Look at how red my ear is getting. Information coming in.
There we go. All right. So I can't wait to
hey, Sarah. Thanks for being here. Sarah Bluebird. Appreciate you.
Hello,
she was on your show the other day.
She was.
Ginger,
I love her.
You should really interview Ginger Perrick, Healing Heart Medium. She's on this. She's a nurse and a psychic medium. She is going to your favorite place. She's going to Ireland and Scotland coming up. And she's going May 1st, she'll be there for Beltane, Maypole Day. And I know. And it will be her, sorry, Ginger, calling you out, her 65th birthday. She's calling it all in.
That is amazing.
She's that would be strong Taurus woman. So I would definitely, I'll give you her information if you need.
Okay. Yeah, I wrote it down for sure.
Okay. Excellent. But I'm excited. I'm excited for what is available for all of us. I think now the time, everyone in Lorenda, I think this is like the time for us to elevate us. Yeah. I think with everything that's happening in the world, first of all, where's the kindness? We're humankind. Where is the human kindness? Mm-hmm. And I think it's important. That's why I do the retreats. That's why I do the workshops. And I know we'll talk about that, but it's really important. So important. And
well, and especially if we're stepping in the space of, if you're doing this kind of work, even, especially if you're trying to do spiritual work with other people to help other people, like you've got to have yourself in a good place. And I think that constantly, even myself, like I'm constantly doing the checks on myself, because like attracts like, and if I'm down in the dumps all the time, then that's all I'm going to get. Right. So I even us, like we do this, we're coaches, we're spiritual coaches, we're mentors, we're mediums, we're doing all the things. But there's a responsibility that we have as practitioners to continually work on ourselves.
Paula says, Lorenda, can you turn your volume down a bit?
It's all the way down.
Girl, I don't know what to tell you.
I know.
No idea. Dana, hello. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you being here. Tina, hello. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Brian, hello. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for being here. So I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
What's your favorite thing about mediumship?
Ooh, selfishly, for my own benefit,
yes,
I love the connections, and I love how creative spirit gets in bringing in information. The unselfish part is the fact that I get to give spirit that voice. I get to be the stage. I get to be the platform for them to come in and say what they need to say in order to help whoever is sitting in front of me. So there's healing, but all I'm doing is being the bullhorn.
Yep.
You know, that's all I am. I'm not, it doesn't make me, I don't think it makes me special. I don't think it makes me anything, I should be praised over here because you know what? It's not about me. It's about spirit. And, but my favorite part, one of my other favorite parts is every person that comes across my Zoom or that I'm working with, I also learn something from every single encounter.
Yep.
That I have. That's the deal I have with spirit too. I'm like, if you want me to do this work, I want to learn something too. I want to continue to grow. I want to continue to be a better person, be a better human. What can I learn from that person's situation that maybe I can help someone else?
Right.
Or heal my own lineage, heal my own situations, and just grow and expand as a person.
I believe everybody that we see as clients always have pieces of us in that journey, and pieces that we learn and pieces that we have done. So there is always this giving and receiving. It's that ebb and flow that we have, that reciprocity that we always are doing amazing stuff. Oh, and speaking of amazing stuff, Pandora Pappas is another one that you should be interviewing on. She has been a psychic medium for over 30 some years.
Okay.
And she's amazing. She's one of the authors in the books.
Love that.
And there's Pandora.
Very nice.
There's Ginger.
There's Ginger.
Yes.
Love it.
So always good to share good people. And I think for me, look at how red the ear is getting compared to that ear.
Yep.
So, fascinating. I think for me, like what I love about doing this work is to see the aha moments, to see for the sitter, to see the connection that happens and how closure can be made, how our loved ones that are crossed over have humor. Like I heard in my ear that's like, just tell her, I always walked and squawked like a duck. And I was like, what? So I said it, and the woman started laughing. She goes, do you know what she's talking about? I said, I have no idea. She goes, every time she farted, she would say, I'm squawking like a duck. I'm walking and squawking.
Spirit's hilarious.
Hysterical, right? Amy England, what's the title of his book? Well, I'm going to show you. I will show you. The first one is Going Within to Heal. This is a great book. It is stories of courage, connection, and community. This is some of the authors. This is book 1. Book 2 is coming up, which is called Transformation, the journey from breakdown to breakthrough. That should be out hopefully by the spring. This is the book that started a lot of it, changing the FU to thank you. This is so you. Like I think of this and I'm like, this is Lorenda's energy.
That is my energy.
You know what? Whatever. And that's what I love about you. Your ethics, like mine, it's like the no BS. We were talking before we got on air about the ethics of mediumship and how people just think that they can just come on the line and just do something like, oh, spirit says yes. Spirit says no. Oh, my love. One moment, my love. Let me check with spirit. Spirit
look at crystal ball.
Right. Spirit's giving you a lovely message. Please hold.
Hear your fortune from Zoltar. The smallest
Zoltar.
Or all that other crap. And I'm like, come on, people. Or oh my God, my love. Your loved one was so mad at you when they left. They're still mad at you. Why people do that?
My favorite, there's just one lady on TikTok that I don't know how she keeps showing up in my feed, because she definitely is not in alignment with me. And she'll just go, number 222, your lovers are coming after you and they don't like you. Number 42, and then and then she's not even looking at the card, just saying
Talking on the truth.
And every fourth or fifth reading, she goes, "Oh, you've got to call me. There's more.
You got to call me, right? There's more."
It's like so bad. Hi, Yessie. Hello.
Why do people do that? Or they're not even, let's see, you did it so quickly. They're not, I got to get all the cards out. They're not like, oh, they're doing this. Yes, my love. No, my love. Yes, my love. No, my love. Yes, my love. No, my love.
Right.
They're not even looking at the damn card.
Nope.
And people are paying for that stuff. Or the one that I cannot stand the most is, Spirit, do you have a message for so-and-so? Oh, magnet. Yes. Oh, Spirit, are they going to get healed after their heart surgery? Oh, Spirit saying, ask again. Are they going to get healed by their after their heart surgery? Oh, I'm so sorry, my dear. They said no.
No.
Come on now.
Right. I just watched one, again, popped up on my backup account that I don't normally use. So usually I have a lot of people blocked, so I don't ever have to look at them.
That's smart. Yep.
And this woman has followers in the like millions, like a lot of followers. And she's just so negative and hateful all the time. All the time. I've watched this woman in real time in the past talk about how this lady she was reading for, your loved one can't cross over because it's your fault too, because you're just loving him too hard. This person has a ton of followers and people are just throwing money at her, throwing money. And then yesterday, 2 days ago, I just heard her say again, oh no, that person is definitely not gonna be alive in a few months because they're just heading down the wrong path. So you need to prepare.
Oh my gosh.
They're making bad decisions. So you just need to prepare yourself.
There is a person, there are two people. I'll mention the first one. There's a person across the pond. We'll just say across the pond. Mm-hmm. They always have around 700 to 900 people in their thing. This individual said to somebody, I'm sorry, but when your baby passes, they will still be with you until you pass. They don't go into heaven until you pass, because nobody wants to babysit a child. What? And then another one who has even more, that had a television show. No, it's not any of the super famous ones, guys. I'm just going to tell you that. The person did have a television show, and he's like, yeah, your loved one is they're on the plane. They haven't crossed over because they've been very negative. Yeah. And this individual had a show.
And that's what I don't understand. Listen, I feel like you and I should be famous.
That's what I'm saying, right? Right.
I don't understand. I've got the lipstick, I've got the crowns, I've got the shtick.
You got the shtick. I got the shtick. I
don't get it. How are we not famous?
Take this road, we act on the road, sister. That's what I'm saying. But here's my thing for everyone, and I'm being serious about this. I was talking to another amazing medium that you should have on here. Her name is Intuitive Laura. She works with John Holland a lot. And she said something, and I agreed with it as well. Wouldn't it be lovely that we don't have to do this work, that people get to trust themselves and be able to talk? Their loved ones are closer to them than we are.
Yep. I would much rather teach people how to do this themselves than to always do it for them.
Right. Because I don't want to be on a pedestal. I don't want to be on a pedestal. I don't want someone to be like, oh my God, because of you. No, you trusted yourself. You brought the energy. That's why my
Right.
ear is turning red. You brought the energy, and this is what's happening. This
Right.
is what's happening. Someone said, "Are we doing spirit led?" We're not doing readings right now. We're just chatting. If you have a
chatting.
question about mediumship or intuition or psychic stuff, whatever you want, ask us.
Yeah.
Ask
Yeah.
us
We'd
because
love to answer those kind of questions because we
yeah,
were just talking about that. I'd rather teach and empower than just throw in I don't know, my love.
right. God, I can't stand that. Right. And this is, I'm doing something, I'm just going to bring it up because I think it's a good time to bring it up. In April, I'm doing a retreat. I'm doing it April 9th, 10th, and 11th in Iowa. So going back to the Midwest in
Yeah.
Iowa, it is called Red Flag, Green Light. So think about it. How many red flags have you had in your life? You're like, and you ignored them. You ignored them. You made them. I mean, I dated 3 narcissists and married the 4th one. Thank God I got divorced and married the one. But
Yeah.
I feel that the red flags come up, and because we don't trust our intuition, we make them yellow, or we just keep on going, or we have we're a people pleaser, control freak, a fixer, or a perfectionist. My mind traps is what I call them, and we sit there. So I'm doing something very different for retreat number 59. I am bringing people together so they can learn their empathic boundaries, teach them psychic development in person, how to get those boundaries and test them out with the people in the room. We're limited to 13 people, and then teach a little bit of beginning mediumship. So it's like retreat meets workshop together. And the food and lodging and everything's included.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. I was like,
that's in April, you said?
April 9th, 10th, and 11th. And then in May, I'm doing one in Chicago. It's called Abandonment and Loss. And that only has 13 spots. And that's it, because we wanted the first one. We've been talking about, my friend Moira and I have been talking about doing this for, 4 years now. We both did a apprenticeship program in shamanic studies, Peruvian based. We did 2 years of that, and then we taught it. And it's Patty, you're in Chicago? Awesome. We're going to be in LaGrange Park in May. And what I'm doing is, if somebody wanted to come to May and also go to April, I'm going to give them $300 off the retreat if they sign up for April and May.
Yeah, I love that you take care of your people like that. That's cool.
I think it's important. Oh, hang on 1 second. Hang on. Okay, go see. Yay, go. Okay. People are home. Everybody's home.
Everybody's home. It's fine.
Everybody's home. So we're going to be in LaGrange in Chicago. And then in Iowa, I'm going to be in Mechanicsville, Iowa, which is about 30 to 40 minutes away from Cedar Rapids. Everything's on eliaspatras.com. It's right there, eliaspatras.com/events. So go check it out. I'll wait till she's done. The one stopped. Now the other one's going.
So now I've got a comment over on Instagram.
Yes, please.
Soulful of Grace and Love says, okay, let me try this one more time. They've been trying to type comments, but they keep getting cut off. Okay. Sometimes we need you as a medium to also be that therapist and counselor because we're blocked and aren't able. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so as an intuitive life coach, please know I'm saying this with heart. I'm not a therapist. That is out of my scope of practice. I am a mentor, sure, but I can give you the vibe, but it has to resonate with you. Right. I could be hearing stuff, and listen, we've all played the telephone game, right? You've done it, I've done it. We've all played these games where you might say, go to the store and buy 5 socks. And what I'm interpreting is go to 5 stores and pick up the socks. So it all depends on, does that resonate with you? Does that feel right? You know, I know a lot of the psychics that have been trained are always like, what do they always say? That sometimes they say it so much that I'm like, nails on a wall. What I know, I'm sorry, but when they're like, can you understand that?
Ah,
But it said like every other sentence, and I'm like, get all your thoughts together and then say this. Yes, lots of feedback when I talk. Okay, hang on. I can lower.
I know we can't win this game. It's a game. It's Mercury.
Is that better, Jen S, when I'm talking? Is it,
We're trying, I promise.
how's that? Is that better? How do you both tell the difference between intuition and imagination? That's
Ooh.
good too.
I know. I've got to go. I love that
Go ahead,
question.
Lorena. Go ahead.
I love that question. And then I'm going to circle back to Jennifer, the soul full of grace, because that's a follow-up comment, but I will circle back to you, Jen. So hang on. All right. So for me, when it's the way it comes in, it's the way the information comes in for me as a medium, or intuition. Like if it drops in, if it's like a download, it's like somebody just like loaded a file into my head and I know everything all at once, I know it's not me. If it comes in like a trickle, like I'm reading a book, one line at a time, one word at a time, then it's more my imagination, I feel like. Now, the thing I will say is that sometimes spirit will come in and utilize my imagination or my experiences to get a point across. So this is where practice helps discernment. Get yourself a coach, get yourself someone who can walk you through and go, okay, so in my situation, what you're picking up from me is accurate or it's not accurate or whatever. So this is where development and trusting, learning to trust spirit and working on that language with your guides, it takes practice. And this is where, because even the most natural born can see the spirits or can hear them clear as day, even those people without refinement, without proper development, and that could be this, maybe even just spirit, spending time developing with spirit. I'm not saying you have to go out and buy a coach, but learning how to discern between what's real and what's your imagination, what is coming in as something that you're just supposed to say a keyword. It takes practice. It's literally practice. Because there were times that I would get certain things and it would make no sense, but I know that's what I was getting. And I'd have to circle back around and practice and sit with it and journal about it and stuff. So it just takes time. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Elias?
I agree with you. I think I'm sure for both of us, I think we talked about this when you were in my live.
Uh-huh.
I believe that what spirit does is they use everything that we know, commercials that we've seen, movies that we've seen, restaurants that we've been at, food, anything that can get us in this Pictionary of ideas that we have. And then something happens where I know when I first started, I thought, well, that can't be right. That's wrong. Why are they showing me Jell-O? That doesn't make sense.
Right.
It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. And like I'm being funny, but I was like, Jell-O, why is she bringing up Jell-O? Like she's laughing and laughing, and the grandma made a kiddie pool full of Jell-O, and they all just like, not Jell-O wrestling, but they all just had so much fun just doing it, just jumping in it. I'm like, I would have never, if I didn't, because I would have thrown that out. I would have thrown that out. Or the one time where I tasted pumpkin. This is before pumpkin was so big, everybody. Right.
Pumpkin spice latte.
Right, exactly. So I tasted pumpkin, and then I tasted chocolate chips, and I was doing this. And I was like, are you going to throw up? And it was in my office in Chicago. I'm like, no, I'm good. And I said, I'm tasting pumpkin and chocolate chips. She started crying. She said, oh my God, my grandmother and mother used to make that when we were kids, pumpkin chocolate chip muffins.
Wow.
That was before pumpkin was everything pumpkin.
Right.
And why? It's because I love pumpkin and I love chocolate, guys. I am a sweet tooth. But combined, woo! Yeah, balloons. Yeah, look at that. Wow.
That was exciting.
That was super exciting.
I don't even know how to make that happen
Celebrate
again.
for that one. Let's see, because we're on. Does it work? Yeah, there we go. Okay, I know. Wait, one more. Ready, guys?
The
Okay,
heck?
let's see. I did that one, and then it's this one.
Yep,
It's
that one.
this one. That's the balloons, and this one is the thing. Oh, this one's fun.
I haven't done that one yet.
Yeah, so much fun. So,
Amazing.
but yeah, it's Dana says we both sound great on Facebook. Thank
Okay,
you.
good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, Madison.
So I want to circle back, if it's okay.
Circle back.
To Jennifer made a follow-up comment, and she said, agree, because we were talking about therapy versus, us being therapists. And I think it is I do have clients that try to use me as a therapist kind of situation. And I actually have a good list of therapists to recommend when I know that I'm beyond my scope. Because let's be real, I'm a dance teacher. Yes, I'm a developed medium, but I'm a dance teacher. I don't have a degree in psychology. Now, that being said, a lot of times, depending on the person, I will share my own personal experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So Jennifer says, agree, but sometimes it becomes that organically, and it resonated with me. Lorenda helped me to resonate with it and open me up to that. So that in that context, yes, I think that's okay. When you can relate to someone, when you can be on the same page, like we've gone through the similar situations, I can relate my personal information, my personal stories or whatnot, depending on the situation. But ultimately, like everything on all my website, everything, it says, I am not a medical professional,
Right.
nor should this replace therapy. So I think also for public purposes, I think also Elias and I have learned, I'm also married to a lawyer. We are very, very careful about how we talk about things. Right. Yes. Steve and Dave. Yes, exactly. Jennifer. So it was part of a reading. But I will, going back to what you were saying, sometimes we get the weirdest things that we know we couldn't have made up. And you just say it. You just say it. And it may not make sense to you, but guess what? The message isn't for you.
And I find that the mediumship is different when I'm doing intuitive coaching. When I'm doing intuitive life coaching, I'm doing my life coaching mixed in with the intuition. And what I'm doing, like, let's say, for example, Jen, I don't know you, but I'm just going to make something up. You and I are having a session and I'm saying, okay, so if you're dealing with this sense of being a people pleaser, just for fun, my sense is this: I am getting a hit that something happened between the ages of 9 and 11. And that's when the people pleasing started. And it got really shifted in full gear at the ages of 19 and 21. Was there something, because what I see in my head is a lifeline and I see a beep, and then these numbers will just pop up. And that is coaching using questions to have the client say, oh, I remember this. Now we can talk about this. And it's kind of moving that forward. Oh, Jen, you're on TikTok. I'm like, where am I looking? Sorry. Is this Jen S?
I was looking on Instagram.
Oh no, Jen, not you, but okay, sure. We'll use you too. Whichever you want.
Whatever.
Whichever you want. But Jen on Instagram, that is my thought. It's like the coaching. Yes, call me a coach. You can call me a mentor, but I've had somebody say, I've gone on one of Elias's retreats and it was better than 10 years of therapy. Thank you for that. And she is a therapist, by the way, which is funny.
That makes it a little bit better.
And I said, yes, but you did the work.
Yes.
I hold the container. You did the work.
Which in reality, that's also what happens in therapy, if you're being real.
True.
Like, and if you've got a good therapist, they're going to provide the tools for you to do that. So yes. And thanks, Jennifer. She said that is exactly how I meant that. Yes. And I know what she's talking about. So
excellent.
Yes, I think that's where also this comes in, going back to our ethics discussion. You and I know our bandwidth. We know our qualifications. We know where we can and cannot help, and where we should and should not help. and I think you and I are very good about, I think the people that we surround ourselves with also
Right.
appreciate that and follow that. We're not about the life of being like, oh, Molly, you in danger, girl.
Right. Ha!
You
Right.
know, or laying out, trying to solve that person's problems or trying to cure them somehow. That's not what we're about. We are about providing the space and the tools to go, okay, I've got 10 tools here. Might I suggest, like, if you take this tool, maybe this is where it would go. This tool, this might be where this goes. But here's just the tools. And let's have you look at your own life in a way that, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
True. And I think you, me, Sarah Bluebird, Pandora, Ginger, Laura, all these amazing people, I believe that all of us are really, we're the no nonsense people. We're like, this
Right.
is it. There's no fluff. There's no like, oh yeah. There's none
Right.
of that. I don't know how that looked on camera, but I'm sure it looked great.
It was amazing, actually.
Thank you. But I feel that we connected because I like your energy. I like that you got the shtick. I like that you are, this is how it is, take it or leave it. This is how I am, take it or leave it, which is, I can respect that. I can respect it. And yeah, we have fun with it. And yeah, we can look at people and say, why does it have to be like, yes,
Right.
spirit is coming
Oh.
to you and they're saying this. And when they say this, they say, come on. I
Right.
mean,
Spirit is
somebody
love. Spirit is
came
light.
up to me after me doing a platform and she said, are you always humorous? And I said, well,
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, some people don't think I'm funny, but I said that was all spirit fun. That was spirit's humor.
Spirit's hilarious.
Right. They're like, I prefer more serious.
Okay. Many blessings to you.
Okay.
Thank you for
And I said,
coming.
well, thank you for being here. And she was, it's funny because she came back. I know. But I think she was so used to following everybody. Even you and I, we're different. We're different. We'll get information different. Everything doesn't come in the same, you guys. They're using our information and the way that we operate in a way that's completely different, but unique to us. Like when you also teacher, I also taught massage in Chicago. Everybody doesn't do a massage the same way. People will get taught the same. They'll have the same techniques, but they don't get it. They won't. Somebody may come to me and not like my massage, but they'll go to somebody else and be like, oh my God, that was fabulous. We have both had the same training. But when I taught, I would tell the students, everybody's not going to like you.
Right. It's an energy alignment. And even if not everybody likes me, I have to look at it as there's a reason we are aligned in that moment.
Right.
And either it's a moment for me, an opportunity for me to learn from that, or for that person to learn. And it's a good, if something is uncomfortable or doesn't sit right, that's an opportunity, spirit going, hey, check this out. You get to learn something about yourself today. So I've learned that when something's uncomfortable for myself, I'm like, why am I uncomfortable with what that person said or did?
Right.
Why is that bugging me? Or why am I bothered by their presentation? And then that's when spirit, because I have such a good relationship with my spirit team, will show me like, well, now that you've asked, let us show you, what we're trying to show you about yourself. And that's the beautiful thing about really knowing your spirit team and not believing, moving from the space of, oh, I believe this could be happening to, oh, I know this is happening. I know that what I'm getting from spirit is real. And it really shows when you are you're somehow in the same alignment with someone that just makes you uncomfortable.
So true.
So true. It's the law of attraction. What is it that, and if you're uncomfortable with that's you're attracting, why is it you're attracting it? What's it? What do you have to deep dive for yourself?
Hey, Heather, thanks for being here.
Hi, Heather. Hello, friend. So, and also we have hello to Danielle, and let's see
Hey,
anybody else. And of course, John Maxey is my friend. I'm going to see him in a couple of weeks doing an investigation.
Oh, that's cool.
I
That's
know
cool.
he's in my ghost hunting friend pack.
Did
Um,
you ever
Jen.
have, because this happened to me like when I first started. I've trained also with Tony Stockwell, which I love. Tony Stockwell and John Holland, Lisa Williams, and Dougal Fraser. Love them. But a client came up to me on the phone, rather, and she said, "My brother-in-law is missing. Do you do that kind of work?" And I was like, "I never have." And I said, "We can give it a go." And I said, "If it connects, you get some information, great. If not, I'm not going to charge you because this is what you were looking for."
Right.
And right.
Right.
So the very first thing, everyone, does Elias have two devices on? There's an echo with a delay.
Just go to the tube or the Book of Face. It's
Yeah,
easier.
I mean,
We're both
I've
dealing
done this
with it.
before on TikTok and everything else, and usually it's good. So I don't know.
I don't know what's going on.
Hi Leslie.
Wait, I have a theory. You know what it might be? I wonder. It's going to sound terrible though. If I unplug my.
No, because now you're muted. It's usually something on with a computer. Because I had a guest on with the computer and they had to do something. I don't know.
It's weird. I probably need headphones.
Sorry, everybody.
Anyway,
so the very first thing I saw when I asked the question in my head was complete darkness. Didn't make sense. Didn't make sense to me. Just complete darkness. And then I said, I gave evidence like we always do. And then she said, yes, 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 yes. And I said, was there a car, and did he work or at this bar? And I explained what the bar was, this long bar, and there was a cobblestone street and blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, you need to talk to my husband. The next day, she made an appointment. So it was the husband and I. More evidence, more stuff coming through. Oh my God, you need to talk to his girlfriend. Talk to the girlfriend. Now, the girlfriend, that's when we got really in. Has everybody watched Medium with Patricia Arquette?
Yes.
Okay. I felt like that. I felt that my eyes were the person that they asked for. I was sitting in the back seat watching him drive, and the odometer was going. I'm like, okay, we're coming up to 2 blocks and there's a stop sign and there's red clay soil. She's like, we're in Alabama and it is red clay soil. I'm like, okay. And she goes, and we don't have blocks. I'm like, well, I'm from Chicago. We have blocks. And I said, is it the second stop sign? Yes. He's making a right. He's going 7 miles and then he's going up a ramp to the expressway. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. Okay, now he's going 70, and then it's going a couple miles, and then he's going off the ramp and he's at a park. They found his body in a wooded area on a bench in the park.
Yeah.
And I've never.
Isn't it funny how like you didn't think you could do that, or you didn't think?
No, it was really odd. It freaked me out. But then my teacher told me, Elias, you saw complete blackness. I said, yes. She said, they were probably in a body bag is what they were trying to show you. Even though they weren't in a body bag yet, but they were
right,
lost and gone.
Wow.
And I was like, fascinating. Why didn't they just show me that they were in heaven? Because you weren't picking that up, because the body needed to be found. It's creepy, but cool at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't really do investigative work like that, but it's fascinating. I mean, I will give it a go. Tony Stockwell said, okay, there's this woman that got lost and everyone's trying to find her. So they put us in groups. So there's like 50 of us, right? We're all in these little groups, and our group was like, okay, we see her here. And I said, Yeah, and I think she's by the river, and like her body is caught like where the roots are of the tree, and they can't see it because it's so dark there. And everyone's like, "Oh, she's in a farm," or they kidnapped her and they took her. Well, her dog was barking at the water,
Ooh,
and they found her a week later. They went through the canal or whatever it was, and she was deep in the roots. It was really weird, really weird.
wow. That's cool though that you're able to hone in on that and basically remote view it. I mean, you're
Remote
basically
view. I can remote view to someone's house. That's fun. But if you ask me for a loved one that's gone and or they've been something's happened to them, that's like I feel whatever you guys want to do is fine, but I feel that it's like it just takes me for a moment because I'm like, and all
yeah,
the scary movies go in my head. So yeah,
right. Right. That's
interesting.
cool, though. Yeah, I've never been involved in anything like that. I had a former friend who used to always try to guess where the missing people were, and she never got it right. So
Yeah, and that's challenging. And guys, it's not about everyone. It's not like you're going to be wrong when you do this work. I mean, everyone is always
the most
wrong.
famous mediums will tell you they're not 100%.
Exactly. Nobody is.
Right.
Nobody is, everybody. Hi, Chris from Iowa.
And also think about it. It's also not just about it. Spirit will always come in with the right information. It's
Right.
what we can interpret and what our brains or what we present as the human. We are still the human that's living a human experience, is coming through a human filter and a human lens.
Right.
So I think the more accurate mediums are the ones who just say what they see, hear, feel, and know, period. They're not trying to interpret. They're not trying to mansplain anything. They're not trying to, to create some sensational story, because sometimes it's not sensational. It just is.
Right.
Sometimes it's about the Jello. So
Um,
simple as the Jello.
Heather says Tyler Henry says he aims for 70% accuracy. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So true.
Listen, I shoot for the 100. I shoot for the 100. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'd shoot
Excellent.
for it.
Excellent. Pandora says, and what the sitter is ready to receive in that moment. Very true.
The other thing too is the thing we can be accurate, but if the sitter doesn't understand it, or it hasn't happened yet, or it's not going to land. And this is where a well-developed, someone with good mentors that's practiced and is confident in their skills will be able to say, you know what, it's okay if you say no.
Exactly. And John Holland does that all the time. Tony Stockwell does that too. Lily, a sitter is the person that's getting read. That's what they call them, is the sitter,
right.
Not a babysitter, just in case you want to know.
Butterfly,
but it's that.
Butterfly Jen over here in Instagram asked if we planned to the green.
We did psychically. You're cute, Jen. John Holland says, this is a great, I tell this whenever I do platform work. John Holland said he was talking to about 300 people, and he's talking to a woman in the front row, and he's like, I'm getting the name Barbara. Barbara, does that mean anything? And she's like, Barbara. No, Barbara. Her husband's next to her, smacks her on the shoulder and says, that's you, Barbara. Oh! So it's called psychic amnesia. You're so in the moment, you don't remember stuff.
Right. Or if you go into a reading with certain expectations or certain hopes and dreams of seeing or hearing from a specific loved one, when they bring up your name, you're thinking, well, they're not on the other side.
Right.
That's okay. That's kind of funny, actually. I had that happen in a live platform mediumship situation where I had turned on the TikTok. It was a live demonstration, and I was seeing the Wizard of Oz, and I'm like, I'm seeing the Wizard of Oz. I'm seeing Judy Garland and Dorothy and all this and da 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 da. And I kept coming to this and this one person. I was like, okay, well, I know this message is for you somehow. This feels like a mother figure. Like I was saying all the things. She's like, nope, nope, nope. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm like, I'm going to deliver the message, even if we don't know who this is. And we're going to both hope that this makes sense later. Or if anybody else around can take it, let me know. But it was a very specific message. And then she's like, yeah, no, that message doesn't make sense. Camera is off later. The event's over. People are leaving. And she comes up and she goes, so my mom's name is Dorothy. And then she's like, and the message you said, I mean, made sense, but there's no way you knew it. And plus, and how would she know? She's not alive. So how would she know what's going on? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then I further explained that that's how media, I was very nice about it, but I was like, I got to say, thank you for proving that I'm not crazy or just making things up, because that was rough. And then I explained to her how spirit will come in and give messages because they do see us. They do see what's going on, and that they're going to talk about current things that they're not here and alive to see, but they're still seeing it. So that's the mission.
I have had that happen when I first started several times. So what I decided to do was I would make the event half an hour longer if I'm doing platform work. And the first half an hour, 15 minutes or so, I would explain all the rules, all the stuff, all the things, all the possibilities that could happen, and the possible takeaways and the possible walkaways that you might go, oh, the next day. So I found that, and if anybody does this work, please feel free to chime in. But I found that is so helpful, because that way I try and cover, things that I might be, oh crap, I should have said that. But if I start talking about it and saying psychic amnesia, how I get information, what the information means for you. When I get somebody that I say is on the other side and you're saying, no, they're still here, I'm going to ask, does that person have dementia or Alzheimer's?
Yes. Yes. Or in a coma. Or
see? There you go. So, because I feel that they zoop out, they're like, whoop, they're getting information and they come back in.
Yep. What's the hardest part of living with these gifts or abilities? The hardest part is just always being so right. Actually, that's not too far off. I find that the hardest part about that is when you do know things, you see your friends going down a path that they shouldn't be going down, and you're like, okay, but let me help you. Let's look at, if you go this way and then they don't listen, then they come back and they want you to fix it. You're like, sorry. Like that, to me, that's hard. What do you think?
Well, here's the thing. What I think is these abilities, because you and I both like to say abilities. We don't like to say gifts.
Right.
I know. But these abilities, I think that the expectation, I think, is the hardest thing. People are going to expect, well, Mom gave me that password, and if you don't tell me the exact password, you don't know. Or I don't want you to tap in and read me. I'm not going to read you, or any of that stuff. So I think it's the expectations that people have, that they've been to other people, and they're now going to look at the bad ones and say, okay, beep, beep, beep. No, sorry, I don't operate. That's why, again, going back to, let me tell you for 15 to 20 to 30 minutes of what I do.
Right. And you know what, even when I do private readings, I will say immediately, what are you hoping to get out of this session?
I say the same thing.
What do you hope? And then, and I will tell them, don't worry. I'm still going to do what I want. I'm still going to bring through whatever I get, any spirits, any loved ones. But what are your expectations, hopes, and dreams for this session? So
Yeah.
that way, and I don't want too much information, but if I've had that situation where I've gone back, back in the day before I was really fully developing as a medium, I had gone to a reading where I was just hoping to hear from my grandfather, but the reader never asked me anything. She just launched in, like the second I sat down, she launched into everything. She talked the entire time. At the end, she goes, "Do you have any questions?" I'm like, is my grandpa around? She goes, "Oh yeah, why didn't you say so?" But also I didn't want to interrupt her because she was in her flow
Right.
and in her groove. So I try to give people the space, and I give them permission to interrupt me if a question comes to them, because I
Sure.
want them, as the teacher in me, I want them to get get what they paid for, as well as learn to trust their own intuition. If they're getting questions, if they're getting hits, then I'm going to be like, you know what? Great point. Let's dive into that. Thank you for saying something. Thank you for bringing that up.
This is really good. This one from Dana.
Yeah.
How do you guys protect yourself from energy or spirit attachments, if that's okay to ask? Oh, I have an answer for this, Dana. You might not like it, but I have an answer for this. How about you, Lorenda? What do you think?
Oh, I just wear my crown.
There you go. See?
No, I mean, I get grounded and I have a deal with my guys. I'm like, listen, I don't need anybody else's garbage. Let's just default that this isn't going to happen. That's where I am with it. But what are your thoughts?
Same thing. Here's the thing, Dana, and everybody else. John Holland always says, when you operate from the light, you get the light, period. I don't believe personally in attachments. What I believe is that we have our own attachments, and our fear creates that negative attachment. They get stuck with it, and we take it to mean X, Y, and Z. Not that I don't believe that there's bad juju out there. I do, but I know that these two beautiful people, my mother and father, always with me, always guarding me. I know nothing's going to be coming around, and I ground myself like you do. I say my prayer that I do, and then I know that light attracts light, and I know that nothing is going to attach, because you could be picking up somebody's bad energy, and it's the client. It's
Well,
not
yes.
good.
And that's what I was getting ready to say. My
Yeah.
early days, what I didn't understand, especially if you're an empath, if you're, and you want to feel, you're trying to experience, you're trying to be super open to everything. You learn real quick how not to do that, because I've had some really bad days after readings in my early days, because I thought I had to be in their emotions and in their feelings. And it wasn't that there was any negative attachment. I was just feeling all their garbage.
Yep.
I was picking up all their stuff energetically. I don't need that in my life. I got enough of my own.
Exactly what I say. Exactly. Like, I don't need yours. I got enough. Right.
And I learned that I have the ability to be the thermostat in the room.
Yep.
I have the ability to set the tone in my house, in my readings, in just in general, and just in my life in general. I have that ability by not allowing that energy exchange.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Roxanne says, what if you get a download but can't confirm that person has passed? Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Tammy. If I get a download and I can't confirm. So I've actually had this happen where somebody asked if like their loved one had been missing, and they were afraid because this person had a habit of making a lot of bad choices, and an addict and all that. And they asked if I thought that they had passed, or if they were on the other side. And what I got was, they have transformed. I don't know if that means that they are actually not of this earth anymore.
Sure.
But that's what spirit kept showing me. And I'm so glad that I put it that way. I said, because it could be that they are still here, but not either able to not communicate, or they have completely changed something about themselves and they are either clean and they don't have that. Like, I don't know. I'm not feeling any spirit step up, but I know there's something there and there's relevance to it. 6 weeks later, that relative showed up. They had checked themselves into a treatment center in another state, and that they were clean, sober, and on a better path. So, but I've seen in real time, we saw Sylvia Brown do it, which was what
yes, we have.
Is she would be like, oh, honey, she's standing right behind you. I can feel her energy. Turns out that woman was not dead.
Right.
She was very much alive, but she had transformed. She was no longer the person she was when she was taken, when she was kidnapped.
And that story is so much like a friend of mine. My friend's like, hey, can you tap in and see if so-and-so is still around? And I was like, I don't know. I'm not getting, and there was a drug issue. And like this, it's totally complete. I thought in my younger days, I'm like, I think he's like, I'm sensing not here, but then later
spirit
necessarily. Right. It's like, oh my gosh, that you is no longer you, and now your energy is different. Because everyone, we're all about energy. When I love the questions like, is so-and-so around me and so-and-so around me? Listen, everybody, they're not like, oh, gotta go, bingo at 5. They're always with you. Always. I'm going to show you something, everyone. Like Lorenda's beautiful crown. Look at this crystal. Do you see all the facets?
Yes.
This is your loved one's energy.
Here, show it to TikTok too.
Oh, show it to TikTok. Hi there. Hi, TikTok. This is your loved one's energy. It's an aqua aura crystal. It's one of my favorites. Anyway, there's so many facets here. So many facets. So that energy is bing, 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 bing all over the place. I say that, how can my grandmother and my uncle and my brother and sister all have, oh, that's a good one. Love that. That's a good one. Yeah, like it. Like it a lot. So think about in the old days, the department stores that had 27 different TVs all across.
Oh my God.
Every single one had a different channel. That's your loved one watching all of us, watching all of you.
That's a really good way to put that.
Yeah, because I like to give them a visual so they can see it.
Yeah, I love a good visual.
Yeah.
So I hope that answered your question.
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of went derail a bit, but I feel like good night, Jennifer, over on Instagram. All right, Dana Broad says, super interesting listening. Thank you so much. I've seen a few great intuitives truly have bad attachments and go through a fair bit to rid these attachments. And I'm not, I think there's relevance in that negativity. Are they attachments as in demonic and otherworldly? Probably not. They're probably right from here. They also have had agreements and asked not pick up the junk. I'm sorry, it's fine. You're good. You're fine, Dana. But and I think that there's relevance to that, because if that's the case, what are they doing?
Right.
What are they doing wrong? And I don't want to say what are they doing wrong. I don't want to be like that. I'm not trying to be
challenging them.
But also there are people that will come into, we talked about this earlier a little bit. Someone might come into my life that does not vibe with me. What is spirit trying to show me? What is that law of attraction that is coming into my awareness? What do I need to be aware of? And why is it happening? So it makes me take a step back and go, let's figure this out. Why is this happening? And someone with development and with wherewithal is going to take the time to deep dive that and figure out where it's coming from.
So true. Thanks everyone for all the likes. That's very sweet of you. Thank you, everybody.
We're free. So anyway, well, Elias, this has been so fun.
Thank you. I know it goes like this with you. It really does.
I know. I was like, oh my gosh, it's been an hour.
I know. I just looked. I'm like, what? Oh, okay.
I know.
Yeah, and
guys can find you and what you got coming up, so they know.
okay. So book 2, transformation. They don't have a picture of it. I do have a picture of it, but it's actually, yeah, it's on the website. It's on eliaspatras.com. Go under, you can see it under books. I've got a pre-order thing. So book number 2 of this is coming out. This book obviously is a workbook. And you know what? For everybody, hang on, and Tiki Talk too. If you guys want a really good meditation, click on this. You'll see, I'll wait 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. TikTok, click on this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go to the middle of the page and you get a 20-minute guided meditation. That's for all of you. I've got the retreat coming. Oh, yeah. Oh, thanks. I almost forgot about it. Thanks, everybody. I got the retreat coming up in April 9th, 10th, 11th. I've got a workshop called Stop the Pattern. And that is about perfectionist, control freak, fixer, and people pleaser. And that's going to be April 1st, April 8th, April 15th, an hour and a half on Zoom. Check that out, all under eliaspatras.com under events. And then for those of you that are coaching, that do traditional coaching, I am doing a coaching program. It's my second round of doing it. It's a 3-month program and it's teaching you how to do intuitive coaching. Those of you that do energy work and you've been energy healers for at least 5 years or more, and you feel like when someone, or if you're a massage therapist and somebody is on the table and you're naturally coaching them, but you don't know how to combine life coaching with intuition, that's my program. So check all of that out on the website. We've got retreats, the workshop, the coaching program, and the book all coming up.
Wow. So it sounds like you're just bored these days.
A little bit bored. Yeah.
Yeah. You got nothing going on.
Thank you so much for having me on here. I appreciate it. And, in a couple months, I'll have you come back on mine too.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you everybody for popping in. We will chat soon. Elias, hang out for a couple minutes here. We'll reconnect after my outro, my queenly outro.
I love the outro.
All right. Thank you, friends. We'll talk soon. All right.
Your time in the realm of the crowned medium is cherished. Her Highness Lorenda Carr encourages you to like, subscribe, comment, and follow on all channels to stay updated on new episodes and offerings.